Hey everyone, Mike here with WIHosting.com and WIComputers.com. Hope everyone is well. Just finishing up a job, um, and I have to say I normally like going into financial institutions, doing a lot of investment places, and basically walking in those places that you know you're in good hands. Everyone's super nice, very friendly. Show show you exactly where to go, where to put the garbage if anything is needed. I can't express enough. I do like working for financial institutions, banks, any type of investment firms. I also like the chiropractors, the dentals, and the insurance places. Going into the retail shop sometimes gets a little tricky. You never know what you're in store for. But today I did a job for a financial institution, and I was a little blown away by some of the wiring and they have a little mini cabinet in their server room, which normally when you walk into a server room, it's pretty much just servers and all their computer information. You don't really see cardboard around. You don't see the garbage on the uh, all around. That's a true MDF room, but today was a little bit opposite. So I've done a lot of work for this company in the past, and not every room is like this. Majority of them are super clean, and they do go by the server room specs of how to keep it dust free and clean. Um, this one must have been it must be a small satellite office. It's a small closet room, had no air circulation at all. Basically, I think someone just came in when this was being built, threw a piece of wood on the wall, mounted this rack to the wall, and threw all the components in there. Didn't really care about cable management at all, and you'll see in some of the pictures here. And so my job today was to take these old SD WAN controllers out, and they were stuck in the middle of this little cabinet, this little rack, and basically all these wires were just hanging from the switch below, and they wanted and keep in mind a lot of these cables were only a few feet long, so it didn't have much to stretch. So I had to take these two controllers out of the middle of the rack, buried under all these wires, and not disconnect anything else on the rack. So it did take a little finesse and a lot of wiggling and maybe a couple words I shouldn't have said, but in the end, I was able to get these controllers out, and I had to put two new ones back in. So what happened is I was able to these two old controllers, there was a switch resting on top of them. So as I pulled out these old controllers, the switch was not bolted down. It was just going to basically fall down to the bottom of this rack, which was fine. So the cables were long enough. I made sure, and once I got that switch down a little bit, I was able to put the new Aruba SD WANs back in or into the rack, finesse them in. They're a little bit bigger. All the cables, instead of coming out of the front, it came out of the back. So we had to move some cabling around in the back, and was able to get them in. Long story short, I wouldn't recommend doing a cabinet like this. I mean, the wires are basically, you're having stress on these wires at the switch port, hanging down, and some of these wires go all the way down to the floor because they had routers and their modems way down there, and it's just a lot of stress on the network cables. And I would, if it was me and I would go back to do this, I would put some type of cable management right below the switch to kind of relieve some of the stress from from the cables. Other than that, it was an easy job. I mean, I can't complain. Like I said, normally working financial institutions are my favorites because everyone's on point. I call in the tech support so that they can configure these SD WANs, and basically they're there. You don't have to wait for anybody, and they're normally spot on. So after I got everything installed, it was literally 20 minutes to get everything configured with their tech support, and they were online. The downtime for this was literally maybe a couple minutes. Um, so we were able to do one at a time, get them configured, literally pull the port out of the old one, and then plug it into the new one. And in fact, the on-site contact didn't even notice it was down. So it's pretty important with a lot of these financial places. They can't be down. They're a 24/7 operation, and they cannot lose internet connectivity at all. Otherwise, a lot of things go wrong. So that's why I say at a place like this, I would expect a little bit better of a server rack, a little bit easier to get into. So if I ever had to come back and they, had one of their small little super micro servers go out, I could literally go in and pull that out, flip it a new one in. But with all those cables all over the place, it makes it a lot tougher. So take a look. You know, see what it was. With all the cables running around there, I would not recommend setting up anything like this. I would love to come back to this site and actually do kind of rewire everything. Maybe if they can even be down in the middle of the night or something like that. Just really reorganize this cabinet to be or this rack to be a little bit more efficient. So if I ever needed to come back in, I can just come in, boom, uh, plug in, plug out, and be out and not have to mess around with any of these cables. So let me know what you think in the comments. If there's any questions you may have, please hit me up. I'd love to answer them. I go to a million job sites, and I love working with different companies, and the good and the bad. And sometimes I run into some weird stuff that I like to share on here. So take a look at the rest of the videos. I'll keep making more, and let me know what you think. And if you have any questions and want me to touch on anything, have a good one.